So in this video, I'm going to talk about old souls. 12 signs you are an old soul. Before going to the signs, I will give you a brief introduction of a person that is an old soul. That word in itself describes itself. An old soul is a person with a very old soul. You have been here before. You have existed. Your soul has existed on this planet before. There is things you have already done in past lives, and whatever it is your mission is on this planet in this lifetime is a continuation of things you have already done before. Not every old soul, not every old soul is a chosen one. You chose the path. You chose your mission. But not every chosen one is an old soul. Is the reason as to why you see so many old souls, they do understand chosen ones. They pretty much, know who they are and what they are doing, but they may not, chosen ones may actually not understand old souls. Now, there are sometimes I do videos and people don't know where I'm coming from. Some of my videos are very confusing. Some people are asking me about what kind of books I'm reading. Some people are asking me the reference. Why don't I refer some of my videos to Bible and, those kind of things. A person may have a soul that has existed even way before the Bible was written. Let me repeat this one more time. You might find an old soul with a soul that has existed way before religion was introduced and the Bible was written. So their soul, they understand the Bible, but they do not resonate pretty much with it, okay? Because their souls are very ancient souls and they do not resonate with religion. It's the reason as to why a lot of old souls are very spiritual people. That is one of the signs, number one, that you're an old soul. If you are pretty much deep into spirituality and you do not conform or resonate with religion. Sign number two, that you're an old soul, is when you are curious about pretty much everything and everyone. Whenever you walk around, you see the signs on the wall, you see some messages on the car number plates, you see, and you understand, you're curious, but you at some point even understand that there's a message that is being passed on, because all souls are usually being guided and protected by very strong teams of ancestors. These are very powerful people, okay? And normally when you're walking around, you may see signs around you. You may see people doing certain things. You may see the universe talking to you. Your ancestors maybe sometimes scream at you by giving you different signs or showing you, guiding you in this physical realm so that you can pick up the signs and keep on going where it is you need to go. It's the reason as to why wherever you go, wherever you are, you're very curious about all the things you meet, the life events around you, and everyone that is talking to you or passing you at that point. If you're a person who is a very curious person, you'll stop sometimes and you figure out, okay, what does that mean? What does this sign mean? What did this person say? You may even sometimes be hearing messages from some people that are talking, but sometimes those messages are directed at you. Maybe it is a song that you're hearing on radio. Maybe it is a movie that you're watching. There is always a message. Your ancestors are telling you something. They are directing you and giving you certain information that is supposed to be useful for you on your path and journey. The next sign that you're an old soul is when you are a person who feels like an alien, okay? So you feel like you don't understand what is going on. It's like you see people doing things, you don't understand. You understand, but it's like, for you, you're like, why are they doing those things? That doesn't even make sense. Why did that teacher say this? Why did the priest say that? Why did they, everywhere that you go, you feel like you don't fit in. It is very difficult for you to find your family. Now, all souls are some of the most isolated people on this universe, because it is very rare that you're going to meet other people that are actually all souls and understand them at a very deep level. They are there, but they're very much pretty scattered apart and usually you may be the only one in your vicinity. I've already done a video on this, why some chosen ones find themselves isolated and alone. You feel like an alien. You don't fit in. There are some things that these people, these younger new generations are doing. They don't make any sense to you. The sports they like, the things they do, and it doesn't make any sense. Because your soul resonates with different types of sets of ideas. Okay, your soul could have been accustomed to different things at the time, at that particular time. And in this generation, you're seeing people doing different things and you don't even understand this. You understand, but it's like they don't make any sense for you, to you. Now, that is also one of the signs when a person who every now and then goes out there and you feel like an alien, you are struggling to fit in, it is most likely you're an old soul. Okay. Another sign for that you are an old soul is that when you run into someone, it may be something they may say, or it may be the way they move. It could be something they may do, and you are going to recognize that person is also an old soul. Even if sometimes they may not really know it yet. They could be sometimes younger, but when you meet those individuals and you see the way they move and the things they do, you are easily going to recognize that person is an old soul. Sign number 5 that you're an old soul is when you have always been a rebel. So you're the person who has been expelled from homes, you're the person who has been expelled from school, you're the person who has been expelled from jobs, is because you refuse to conform. So you're a non-conformist. You have refused to conform to what this particular society wants you to do. You have got a different set of roles. There is some other things that you recognize that are not working in this particular matrix. And because of that, your soul really resonates with a different set of ideas and rules and regulations. So that's why sometimes you find yourself breaking the law and doing different things, and you don't want to pretty much follow up with what everybody else is doing. That is why most of the times you've been expelled, because people don't understand why you do things, why you choose a certain set of rules, and why you choose a certain set of way of doing things. You are still different. So you may notice that you have been a rebel for the most part of your lives. Your family even sometimes would have disowned you or sent you out of the family because, they couldn't understand the things, the choices you make. Now, if that resonates with you and you know that you are rebellious in nature, not in a bad sense that you hurt people, but it's just because you believe in a different set of rules and ideologies, that means that you are an old soul. Sign number 6 that you are an old soul is when you are wiser than you look. People could underestimate you and they may pretty much look at you like anybody else. But the moment they get close to you, you are spitting some information that they have never had anywhere else. You're sometimes talking about things that used to happen in ancient Egypt. You're talking about things that used to happen millions, let's say even thousands of years ago, and nobody even understands what you're saying. So people have got a feeling that you have this wisdom that they pretty much don't understand where you're getting that wisdom from. Your soul is very ancient and your soul has a different set of wisdom that many people around you do not understand. So that is why you are here as a guide, to guide people, to help them understand certain things that they may not know in this particular time. So people, much as they may misunderstand you, when they come close to you, like I've said, they're going to recognize that you have a certain wisdom that is very rare. It is not some of the things you say or some of the things you do, it is not something that is familiar to so many people around you. That is also another sign that you are an old soul. Sign number 6, actually this is sign number 7, that you are an old soul, is when you're attracted to people that are older than you. Now, when it was time for you to date, even at a younger age, maybe that time you was 18, maybe you was 20, you may have found yourself dating a person who is 40. A woman or a man who is 40, or maybe 35, or there is at least an age difference, and sometimes it's a very big age difference, and it's not any problem for you dating those individuals, okay? So if a person who has usually been dating, or even sometimes the friends that have been hanging around you, you're a young kid, but you're looking around and the people that are hanging around you, the friends they choose, most of them are older than you, if not all. That is because you do not resonate and understand this younger generation. Okay, the younger souls, you don't pretty much hang much around them. You have a lot of respect and love for them, but you don't pretty much hang too much around them because there's other things you understand and the way you move that they may not understand. So that's why sometimes you look for people who are way older than you, because even on a subconscious level, you believe there's a lot of things that you can always share in common. You have got in common and you share with them. That is even why when it was dating, you prefer to date older women, twice your age, maybe 10 years older than you, and so on and so forth. Sign number 8 is for you to know that you're an old soul is when you are a loner. Now, old souls don't pretty much, like I've said, have a lot of friends. At a very young age, when you was in school, you had one friend, maybe you had two, it's like there was almost nobody around you. And you also experienced very long periods of loneliness. It's like there was nobody to talk to. There is some things you wanted to share. There is some information, some discussions you wanted to engage, but you felt like there's nobody could understand you. And that is what actually caused the loneliness. Now, side number 9, that you are an old soul, is when you are the person who sees the oneness in everything and everyone. You have got this deep feeling that everything is connected. And you have got this deep feeling that everything is one. We are the universe and the universe is us. So in this sense, it's like you don't see any difference in a person who believes in something and you believe in this. You don't see any difference in a person who decides to do something else and you do this. So it's like you see everything as one piece of this universe. And you're a person who doesn't believe in separation. Okay? Like I've always been teaching on my videos, there's a lot of people who are Muslim, some people they are Jehovah's, some people they are this, some people, believe different belief systems. And you pretty much don't see any problem with that. You just believe that everything is connected. Everything and everyone is connected. We are all part of the universe. And that is the mindset that you have wherever you go. Now, if you're a person who sees the oneness in everything, and you understand that everything and everyone is connected, animals, people, places, and things, we are all one, then you are a person that is an old soul, because this is wisdom you already have on a very deep spiritual level. You already know these things. Another sign that you're an old soul, which is number 10, is that you are a person who is pretty much not materialistic. Okay, you're not pretty much running after, expensive things. The modern world at this time, they are the guys who are like, they are, they want the best designer clothes, they want the best cars, they want to live in the biggest mansions, they want everything is the best. They are very material people, so they are very much drawn and attracted to material things. It's like they worship money, anything to do with money, they worship money. You understand how money works. You're an old soul, but it doesn't like get you out of alignment. Material things don't pretty much get you, out of alignment because of the way they look. Even sometimes you may be a person who is not pretty much bothered about beauty, the stuff like that. You just want a beautiful soul. You're not after a beautiful. You're not. You just want a beautiful soul. You're not after a beautiful person. So, on a very spiritual level, you kind of like feel that all these things are part of you. You already have these things because you are also a person who is a very quick, instant manifester. You know that these things, there's a way you can do. You can just switch up with energy and you can attract those things in your reality. But you don't pretty much run after these things. They naturally gravitate towards you because you know how to play around and how to work with energy, okay, and how to work with the universe to get whatever it is that you want. Sign number 11, as an old soul, you are also a very empathic person. Empathy is a very powerful uh, uh, quality, I could say, of an old soul, because for you to be able to carry out your mission, you chose your path and you chose your mission out of empathy. On this channel, we break empaths free. So the reason why we do break empaths free is because I understand that there is so many empaths who are trapped in toxic relationships. I'm just giving you an example, but it can be a different scenario. And I chose to help these empaths get out of these kind of toxic relationships so that they can live their best lives, heal and live their best lives as well. So whatever it is you do is out of the goodness and softness and the the goodness of your heart. So it's like you really feel things, and the fact that you do feel things, you also want help other people in a very much more empathic way. So if a person who resonates with empathy, you are also a person that is an old soul. Okay. Now, some people may sometimes think that you act very old. Do you know you meet that kid who is like 18, maybe 15, maybe 16, and they're wearing like an old man, or you meet this woman, very young girl, who is usually dressed like an old woman. And sometimes you're seeing people, maybe sometimes you meet this young kid or young guy who is keeping his afro, those afros from the 70s or stuff like that. They just want the natural way, easy way of doing things. And sometimes people are complaining. People give you, you hear some statements like, why you acting very old? Why do you behave like an old man? The things you do and the way you behave is similar to that of an old person. So people think that you're acting old. If you hear those kind of statements over time, it means you are an old soul. You have got a very old soul, and just sometimes you want to keep it simple in your old, little fashioned old way. Okay. And then sometimes you can get confirmation from the universe that people will actually tell you. They may be like people like me when I meet an old soul and I may see the way they move or some of the things they do. I may actually tell them that they are old souls because I can recognize their souls. So if you have been a person who has been moving around and somebody ran into you and they told you things like, you are an old soul, they see you and they like, this is an old soul. That is also confirmation because they're recognizing you that you're also an old soul. That's why they're confirming this to you. So if any of those signs resonate, ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comment section below. Like I've said, not all chosen ones are old souls, and not all of them have to believe or resonate with the video. The old souls will know what I'm talking about. If that one or two or three of them or more resonate with you, let us know in the comment section below. You guys do know I do love and appreciate your support. You can book a session with me if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys in my next one. There's about signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.